All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. As you can see, the video is a little bit later today just because I'm working 10 hours a day. So as you can see right now, not really, it's almost 6 p.m. So it is what it is. So hopefully you guys can tolerate a little bit later video than normal. Otherwise, I'd have to do it in the parking lot before I drove home from work and don't really feel like doing that. So anyways, I can give you guys a visual here. Like I said in the last video, this time I also did pictures, which is why you're not seeing me at work doing a video, but I'm a little nervous to make a video at work. So anyways, another video here, gonna explain to you guys some pictures. Once again, I have 7 pictures here. So this is what I did all day at work. First of all, first day at work at 6 a.m. I got 2 hours and 45 minutes of sleep or less last night. Feel great, a little bit tired, I just laid down. And then I got a little bit sleepy. But anyways, moving on. Had my second day, which was also really great. Everything went really well. Might be a little bit sore just because I'm not used to doing certain activities that I did today, which I will explain. But everything went really well, and it was one of the fastest 10 hours that I've ever worked, and everything went really well, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, probably by hour 9, I think it might have dragged on a little bit. But other than that, everything was really smooth. So let's jump right in. So first of all, we set up a spool of wire. Wow, I can't think. So we set up this spool of wire. This was the third spool. We spooled off 2 spools of wire earlier in the day. I don't know the footage on these. I think the first 2 were 1,800 feet each, if I remember that right. I think the first 2 reels were 1,800 feet, and this reel right here is 1,700 feet. And then we have to finish this one tomorrow, and then another one back there, behind there, if you can see that. There's another one of 1,500 feet, I think. But anyways, this is I learned the type of wire this is. This is the DOL wire. Like I mentioned before, it's for diesel protection, for some type of, it's kind of like a giant battery wire. And I was going to take a picture of what the inside of the wire looks like, but I forgot. So anyways, spooled off all of this wire, and then we went ahead and cut it. There's supposed to be 30 cuts per spool of wire, and each set of wire is different. The first 2 are the same at 62 feet each. So you spool off 62 feet, cut it, and do that 29 more times. So this is what some of that looks like. We were kind of doing one at a time, and then eventually we just did we were just going back and forth, just cutting them. And then I also missed the picture of how we roll these up. Basically, it's kind of like we're using a rigid pipe threader, and it has an attachment. And then basically you just kind of set the wire in there and then hit the pedal for the threader, and then it just rolls it, and then you zip tie it and then take it and work on it on the table. So moving on to the table, this is what it looks like over here, all zip tied up and stuff. And this is kind of after some of the steps that I'm going to show you next. But basically roll these up, and then I went around and stripping the ends of them. And like I said, the wire inside is really, really thin, kind of like a hair follicle, a little bit thicker, but you get the idea. It's not your typical feeder wire where it's all square and compact and stuff like that. It's a lot different. And the outside jacket is a lot thicker, like I mentioned in the last video. And I did take a picture of the cutting tool to cut this. Basically, like I said, you push up this little metal safety guard, and then you set it over the wire. It has a little blade on there, if you can see that. Then you twist it around, forward, backwards, however you want to do it, and then it cuts. And then you push the little metal guard up again, take it off, and then you basically bend it, and then that's it. So a lot better than last week. Last week was really hard. I don't know if the wire was a lot firmer or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe it was 2 different brands. Maybe one was older, one was newer, or I just adjusted the blade depth a little bit better today, and it was cutting really well. So breezing through those, no problem. And I also forgot to mention how we're cutting these wires before you spool it up or whatever, how we're cutting these and setting them all aside. Is with the Milwaukee, I don't know what the name of this is, but it's a Milwaukee cable cutter. Really nice, just hold down the button, cuts it, and then once it's done cutting, it opens back up, and then you're ready to go for the next one. Saves so much time. I don't think I've ever, might have used this one time before at a different company, but for the most part, during my apprenticeship, we always cut these by hand, so this is like, it's so amazing. Okay, moving on. Also, I forgot to mention the marks on the floor. Basically, instead of like measuring out each one at like whatever 57 feet or 62 feet or 65 feet, basically just measured it once, taped it on the ground, and then it's like, okay, we're going to pull between these marks on the ground every single time. So that's one other thing. And then yeah, also the jack stands. These are the best jack stands I think I've ever used before. These are the South Wire, and the name of them I can't really see here. Never mind. Scratch that. I can clearly see it is the South Wire Pro Jacks, and yeah, I kind of missed that there for a second. But anyways, these Pro Jacks are really nice. They're really lightweight, so it's really easy to move them. They have the safety guards, so the piece of pipe that you're using doesn't fall off. It can still fall off sideways, back and forth, but it's not going to fall off forwards or backwards. Basically, you just set these up, push them over the pipe, and then it has a little drill attachment. If you look at the top of it, you basically just chuck up a drill or a socket, and then you just tighten it to raise it, and then loosen it to lower it. So it's really nice that you don't have to lift this up, hurt your back or anything like that. You just hit it with the drill, boom, boom, and then you can level it out or whatever with a 4-foot level, which we were doing. And it's really, really nice. So that is one of the best things I've ever seen ever. And then you can roll them around with the wheels on the back, so that's super nice. And then once we were done putting on the, they called, according to the box, the connectors, it's called, I think it was called a crimpable connector or something like that, or a crimpable lug. I'm not sure the specific name, but according to the box, it said like, I think it was a crimpable connector. As you can kind of see in some of these, if you can, I'll try to zoom in for you guys, but basically it's just for putting it onto the lug inside of like a switch gear or something like that, bolt it down with some washers or something maybe, or just some washer nuts or something like that. I'm not sure what the specific name on those are. But yeah, basically just put the lug on there, crimp it 4 times, and then heat shrink either black, red, or green for ground. And so yeah, that was the whole process. We had to, basically we did about 60 of these today. And the wire is not the heaviest, but it is pretty heavy. So especially with a giant spool of like 1,500 pounds, spooling it off, I was doing that for probably, I mean, 2/3 of these. So my arms are going to be sore, and my lower back, I can already feel it a little bit. But for the most part, pretty optimistic. No big deal. It is what it is. Everything went really great. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys maybe learned something from this. Yeah, see you guys back here tomorrow or at work if I do a walk-through video or something like that. I'm just not sure like if what time people leave or whatnot, and if I'm allowed to stay after work or whatever. So anyways, we'll figure it out. But anyways, thanks for bearing with me. Thanks so much for watching. As always, God bless. Have an awesome rest of your day. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload or do live streams. Thanks guys so much. God bless. Have an awesome rest of your day. Peace.